It is really important that we understand why Mother wanted a city here, why she wanted 50,000 people living in huge buildings close together, because it's really, really the crux of Auroville, the crux of the matter. Because the basic requirement or the basic aim and goal of Auroville is to give a material expression to human unity. So we need to become a society that expresses human unity, where people who come, they can see, they can feel, they can experience, they can notice that there is something special there, that people live in unity, in human unity, not unity with trees and natures, because that's easy, they don't talk back. So until a few years ago, when you wanted to come and live in Auroville, first of all, you needed to go through the entry process, which could be very difficult for certain people and certain groups of people, like local Tamils. There was also then, so once you got in, then you got a second vetting when you wanted to go live somewhere, because the neighbours of all people would have to choose you. You were in a group, I mean, there were several people who would apply for a certain house or a flat or whatever. And the neighbors there, the people of their communities, because Auroville was then cut up in all of these idiotic small patches called communities with each their own kings and queens, you needed to then come and sit in front of these people and explain why they should want you as a neighbor. Now think about that. What nonsense is that? Which person comes up with such a thing? Which rational, reasonable, sane person invents such a thing? It's pure cultism. I need to come explain to people why they should want me as a neighbor. Hallelujah. So while if I come and I need to explain why you should want me as a neighbor, I have nothing to say about you. You are there already, and I never chose you. So it's completely, it's absurd, it's ridiculous. It's the total, utter opposite of what Mother exactly wanted here. It's the total opposite of human unity. It's an extreme selection of some kind of thing like cultish. Cultish, do you fit in our cult or not? Do we want you with us? So that is really not why this is why we need that kind of city. You can't do these kind of things because that makes no sense. Once you agree to do what Mother asked in Auroville, to become an Aurovillian the way Mother asked, and you agree to that, then you're just allowed inside Auroville, and you're an Aurovillian just like anybody else. And where you live should be nobody's business except your own, or the housing service who can allocate flats to people or rooms to people or houses to people according to their needs and availabilities. But so it's really needed that we understand that if we are a city of 50,000 people living on a small space, we need to let go of all of that nonsense. You cannot drag that on with you forever and ever. So the whole exercise here is to grow together towards human unity, which means that you feel okay with anybody of the human race. You can get along with anybody because the way of interaction, the level on which we interact, is a much, much deeper level, the level on which we are all expressions of the divine and we are equal souls. That is the level on which we have to interact here in Auroville. That's the requirement. And all of that nonsense of, oh, I live here and my next neighbor, I have a large garden around me as a sort of buffer zone so that I'm a bit isolated from the evil order. And my next neighbor is hopefully at least 50 meters away, maybe 100, 150. And hopefully I can decide who that person is, because otherwise I feel threatened, because other people are difficult and dangerous and God knows what they might do. They might have a different culture or a different background or come from a different country. Help, help, help. How is that going to go? So it's obvious that what has been happening here for 50 years is the complete opposite of what Mother asked. Mother asked, okay, go all live together, close together, and get along. Don't start fussing about what my next door neighbor does and whatever. Let them do their thing, you do your thing. As long as we all agree that we're here for Mother's Auroville and that we're here to grow beyond all of that small nonsense. As long as we agree on that, what are we going to disagree on? What else does still matter? We should have only one thing on our mind here in Auroville, and that is how can we grow in consciousness? How can we grow beyond ourselves? How can we grow into not having all of these stupid worries and fears and difficulties and problems and issues with other human beings, with other people? We need to grow in such a way that we consider Auroville as a whole and the collective as way more important than our personal situations and needs, which does not mean that we need to suffer or that we need to accept when we are treated unfairly or when we are wronged. That's not the same thing. The thing is, we should all together agree to work for the greater good and have that goodwill and sincerity that we all put ourselves on the back seat and we all put the collective in front and first, and we grow there. So that work is easiest done when we are all living very close together on a small space, and that is where the building of the city and the material manifestation of Mother City is so crucially important for Auroville. It really is not about some kind of a weird architectural ideology or something. That's got nothing to do with it. It is truly only about this kind of setup, this kind of living, this kind of environment is needed if we want to do what Mother asked us to do. If we really want to create Auroville the way Mother wanted it, we need that city, because otherwise we're never going to get there, because we don't have the needed close contact with other human beings that we don't necessarily choose. And that is the crux of the affair. That's the core of this of the Auroville adventure. We need to live closely together in Mother City. Jai Ma, Jai Hind.